Hello.
And welcome to
Let the girls play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here to talk about the WNBA first round one of of WNBA playoffs.
It sort of does feel like WWE because this first round of the playoffs was an absolute brawl.
It was an absolute all-out backyard brawl, smackdown, if you will. I think these are all wrestling events.
They are. And Kelsey and I went to a WWE event once. We had a really nice time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, similar atmosphere of just like absolute chaos, and that's what we saw this week. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of surprises, some not surprises, but still heartbreaking.
All but one of the series went 3 games. Even the series that didn't go 3 games almost went to 3 games. This was we were blessed. I mean, we were not, Mima, I was not blessed this week, but I think WNBA fans were blessed with like incredible basketball this week.
Incredible basketball. And I'll tell you what, some of my predictions did come true.
Yeah, you had me on a couple of them.
And I don't want to, toot my own horn, but toot.
You can toot all podcast long. You can dunk on me. It's oof.
No, Mima, we can't dunk on you when you're down. I can't dunk on you when you're on your freaking knees, brother.
When I'm on my knees saying, all my best friends are going to Cancun without me.
I know. Oh my God. Cancun's going to be popping with some really tall women this week.
I did see, sorry to interrupt, but I saw a funny tweet that was like, send Stewie to Cancun, send the rest of the Liberty to Galveston.
Mm-hmm. That dirty water in Galveston.
Damn.
Charles Barkley.
Shout out to Galveston, though.
Barkley. Yeah, I mean,
I've got no beef with Galveston. Isn't that where the Jinx put the body? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him.
Yeah, that's a historic landmark, but I do always ride with my boy Charles Barkley. So if he says it's nasty,
we got
I'll allow him to keep saying it because
okay.
It makes me laugh.
He does make us laugh.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope that JJ has a great time in Galveston, rolling around like a little baby in the sand because she was a baby in this freaking series. I know that's right.
Stomping her feet. I knew exactly how to parent that moment having a 3-year-old, but there was, I was in New York, she was in Phoenix. There was nothing I could do.
They should have, they have like an athletic trainer. They have an equipment manager. They should have like an emotional regulator. Uh-huh.
Yes. I was going to say it's Ellie in New York, but no, Ellie's cranking him up even more.
Yeah. Ellie
if you're crashing out, Ellie is pouring gasoline on the fire.
Absolutely. But let's talk about this first series that was a quick 2 and done, quick sweep. We pretty much figured that it would be, but I'll tell you what, the Valkyries did not go down without a fight against the Minnesota Lynx. Congrats to the Minnesota Lynx. You lived to see another day in the semifinals. Went 2-0 against the Valkyries, but I will say in that game 2, really thought the Valks were going to pull out the dub.
I did too.
I wanted it. I know. It would have been so nice. Ball Halla would have gone crazy.
Ball Halla earned a playoff win. Those fans deserved it. And the team did everything they could. But the Lynx are they're too damn good.
They're too damn good. And I think what I respect the most is how grateful the Valkyries were even after their loss. They held their heads high. They waved to their audience who came out to see them. Went to San Jose, wasn't even in Oakland because of some tennis match that was at Chase Center or wherever they play. They're just a very grateful team. They knew it was against all odds that they would be in the playoffs, and they almost won a playoff game. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to setting the standard for these expansion teams. I think this is the fans need to be at a certain level. So I was explaining last weekend to a friend of mine, a colleague, actually, I was explaining the expansion team, and it was during that first Lynx Valkyries game where during the first half, they were kind of hanging in with the Lynx. And I was like, this is really exciting because this is a team that's made up of the 7th best player maximum on all the teams from last year. And it didn't exist last year. And she doesn't care about sports at all. And even she was like, I'm listening. She was like, that, I don't know. That's
it's
like
a beautiful
compelling
story.
story.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of years from now we're going to see a Valkyrie's biopic, you know?
Yeah.
The Natalie Nakase story. Who we should mention while we're in this Lynx and Valkyries section. Congrats on Coach of the Year, Natalie Nakase.
We both predicted this one. Also, Stepdaddy Smesco, honorable mention, got a few votes there, but it was undeniable. It had to be Coach Nat. Like,
what she
an
was able to do.
year.
An incredible year. Also, shout out to Veronica Burton for most improved of the year. So far, we're 2 for 2 for our predictions. And then, in a first in WNBA history, we had a defensive player of the year in Minnesota Lynx Alana Smith and Las Vegas Aces Asia Wilson. Not without some drama.
The worst media trained coaches in the league are facing off.
That's going to be an incredible final series. That's all I have to say.
We need them in the finals because they can't keep their mouths shut. We need them to keep the worst ladies you've ever met jawing. It's like watching two ladies Karens, from your hometown fight on Facebook. That is what we are getting out of Becky and Cheryl. Just dummies. But what they said was very fun. Becky was like,
Becky and Cheryl
white-tailed.
Everyone loves a white-tailed deer until an elk shows up into the room or something like that.
White-tailed deer looks pretty good until an elk walks in the room.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl
like the most like fucking North Dakota or wherever she's from. South Dakota thing.
Yeah. You know, there's 2
Dakotas?
Yes. Did you know that? I don't know what your like school was like, but mine taught me 2 Dakotas. Also, I think there are 2 coaches in the WNBA from South Dakota.
Who's the other one?
Hang on. Where's the Phoenix man from? He went to college in South Dakota.
And he's from Sioux Falls. Wow, that's okay.
Nate
Conspiracy alert.
Conspiracy alert. South Dakota, land of the WNBA coach?
I guess so.
They got something in the water there. I don't know.
Yeah, they're able to manage people up there in South Dakota. But yes, it should be said, when it was announced that there was a co-defensive player of the year, Becky Hammon at the press conference absolutely came for Alana Smith, similar to how she came for Nafisa last year when Nafisa won defensive player of the year.
Or Stewie in that press conference where she was reading Stewie's stats.
She's for MVP.
If you're not with Becky,
you're against her.
You are her. Yeah, you're her op. Like, she's coming for
like,
you.
You are either with the Aces or you are a terrorist, whatever George Bush said after 9/11. You're either with us or you're a terrorist.
You know, now that we got past the end of this season on 9/11, I thought we would stop talking about 9/11 on this podcast, but
absolutely not.
Here we are.
Absolutely not. Listen, it was a pinnacle moment in both of our lives.
Never forget.
I will never forget any moment from that. But then upon hearing that at some press conference with Alana and Cheryl Reeve, or it was like a fan event, I don't know what it was, but they were up there, they were talking, and Coach Reeve goes, "We love our white-tailed deer."
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, "Yeah, fuck Becky." Anyway, can't wait for that final series.
I know. I need it. I crave it. I crave these 2 just absolute grumpy white ladies going at each other. That's
one in a graphic tee and one in the ugliest bedazzled blazer you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
2 people who desperately need stylists.
In the way that like Stewie, Asia, Fee, they were born to play basketball. That is what they were put on earth to do. These 2 women were born to just like
get on a hot mic. That's their sport, is yapping. I would also throw Kim Mulkey in that ring, but she's not ready for the WNBA.
No. But I am ready for Kim. Oh, there was that video of Flau'jae doing an impression of Kim, and then Kim was like, "When you come to our first open practice and you see Flau'jae running sprints,
doing suicides, you'll know why."
Oh man,
can't wait. Come back, Kim. We miss you. I'm ready for college to start now that I've, no, I'm still interested.
I'm still locked in WNBA.
I'm still freaking locked in, but I can go a couple ways.
I
thought my sexuality was when I was in college. I thought I could go a couple ways, but look at me now. Let's talk about who could potentially upset this Aces Lynx finals that we're hoping for. And that's the Indiana Fever, who are moving on to the semifinals for the first time since like 2016 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw a graphic about it. Everybody was excited for it. Beating Amelia's best friends.
Breaking my heart, but gaining my respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm excited for the Fever, but that was devastating because this was like, as much as I'm like, this wasn't the Liberty's year, I really did feel like this was ATL's year.
Yeah, at least to get to the semifinals.
I know. Both the Liberty and the Dream got like really blown out in that second game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to just mentally come back from that.
Yeah, I think you just try and give it your all, and sometimes that's just not going to happen, especially against a team that was like, the Fever had so much to prove.
Oh my
They
God.
have a roster of 16 players. Nobody can stop getting injured. And I think it's actually, we talk about the Valkyries. I do think there is a beauty to the narrative of this Indiana Fever. And I'm about to say something that I literally never thought I would say in my entire life. And I have to give some qualifiers. With some players missing from their lineup, I think I wouldn't be mad if the Indiana Fever beat the Minnesota Lynx in the finals.
Kelsey has become, due to circumstances beyond her control, a Fever fan.
I'm an extremist. I'm not a Fever fan. That should be noted. I think there's a lot
But I think it would
of
be
things
cool.
that make it hard to be a Fever fan. But in this instance, like, I can't, like, how can you not be like, you know what? Absolutely Aaliyah Boston. Absolutely Kelsey Mitchell. You know what? Odyssey Sims? Let's fucking go. Lexi Hall, Rose Basketball Club forever. Like, I'll stand with you, but
It is like like you said, in the same way with the Valkyries, it is compelling to see this underdog team just doing something that literally nobody in the media, including us. We're not
the
part
biggest
of
media.
WNBA media, but nobody thought they could do, and they did it.
And they did it.
And Kelsey Mitchell is an absolute dog. Come on.
She was she's one of they announced like the top 5 candidates for MVP, and she was in the top 5, which I think is really exciting and beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I will say Steph White still makes it hard for me to root for the Fever. Even with, some of the players that I have an issue with being benched, she's still there and she's still annoying. Your ex-wife.
You know what? I'm happy for her. I want the best for her, but it's hard for me to root for her at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she is annoying, but she's not entertaining. And the thing is, like, Becky and Cheryl are annoying, but they are entertaining.
Yeah, they're housewives. They're real housewives fodder.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I would watch Becky on Real Housewives of WNBA.
South Dakota. Yeah.
Yeah, truly, of Sioux Falls.
But shout out to the Fever, our new, not favorite team, but our new team that we're kind of riding for.
Gun to our head, yeah.
Yeah. You can't see who's off to the side.
Yeah, there's someone off to the side. It's my dog. She's holding a gun and she's saying, well, you're going to who? Like, obviously it's going to be, for me, I'm riding with the Aces to the end. And then if I had to, the Fever. And then if I had to,
the Lynx, I think.
Neither.
I would be happy for some of the players on the Lynx to see them get that chip.
Stud buds.
I would be happy for Alyssa Thomas to see her get that chip. Mm-hmm. But these organizations, I'm having a tough time.
Mm-hmm. The overall vibe, having a tough time with. Again, cannot believe we're saying this when the Indiana Fever are also in the mix.
I know. I'm like, the Fever. Now, that's a well-run organization.
Yeah. Love the fan base.
They're really building a great culture there.
Every single one of the players is really good.
Should we talk about a team that's having a hard time because they just cannot stop losing in the playoffs to the Aces?
Seattle Storm, step on up.
I got a little bit twisted at the end of the series because you know that I'm an Aces girly.
Yeah.
They're like my third team.
Yeah.
But I was kind of rooting for the Storm just because I got like sick and I aligned myself with the
An
bullies.
underdog.
Yeah. And I was sort of like, how could you root against Skylar in that moment?
Yeah. Also, how disrespectful for them to turn the lights off.
I know.
Abby Williams was taking that. And this, we're talking about game 3 because game 1 was a cakewalk for Vegas. Game 2, fucking turn me up, Skylar Diggins. Turn me up, Dom Malonga. You are a future star. Like, what a fun ass game to play in Seattle and to have them win in Seattle. But then in game 3, it came down to the absolute wire. Buzzer beater shot. They turned the lights off on Gabby Williams to start celebrating like her missing the shot before.
You couldn't even see it. You didn't even see it. Like it was still bouncing and they turned the lights off.
I can't believe that.
That was
rude.
That was rude.
Really
I didn't
rude.
like it. Gosh, but yeah, I mean, the biggest story for me to come out of this is like, Dominique Malonga, you are forgiven for not giving us that dunk because you gave us some blocks against Asia Wilson, best player in the world. And you just showed us that you are a baby. Yeah. You're 19 years old, but you are a superstar, future superstar. You're a star.
Got the grit, you've got the integrity of a WNBA, all WNBA player.
Future superstar Dominique Malonga.
I don't know why we're doing it in an Australian accent, but sometimes when I
think
talk
because
about a player,
we forgot to do when we talked about defensive player of the year, we forgot to do Minnesota Pork.
Yeah, we forgot to. So again, if we didn't mention it before, we do salute our Minnesota Pork Queen, Alana Smith.
She couldn't have done it without the pork.
Yeah, co-depoy of the year. Thank you, Minnesota Pork, for making her strong and being able to block and defend the rim. I do think one thing that was missing from this absolutely electric game 2 of the Aces versus the Storm was my guy Dick Fain. I know it's because they were airing on ESPN and he's sort of the local broadcaster for the Storm. But my God, he would have been so good announcing that game.
He would have been incredible. He would have been taking his voice to new heights that you'd never have even imagined.
Apoplectic, like absolutely like all over the place. When Dom almost dunked, like you knew she was going to go to try and dunk, but there was the foul before, she got the ball and she like jumped up and touched the rim. I mean, it would have been so fun. And I think the other thing that I just want to talk about Dom Malonga in game 2 is like her composure. To be 19 and you have to hit this free throw after you already made like a basket to tie the game. Now you have to give your team the lead at 19.
At 19. I'm in my mid-30s, and sometimes when I have to go run an errand where I have to interact with someone that I don't know, I crumble.
Yeah.
And you are on the highest stage in women's basketball, and you are like locked in, composed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think look out for the Storm next year. I do think like if they're able to maintain the roster that they have, or like a good chunk of the roster that they have, they're going to be mad. And I think they're going to be even better because Dom's going to get even better next season. Now she knows what the fuck to do.
Yeah, she knows what's up. And she's confident.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I guess we do have to talk about.
And now to the heartbreak.
I mean, I had my heart broken by the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I'm scared to love again. But I believed, like, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there again. And I had my heart broken once again by the Liberty.
Really sad to see after obviously game 1 where the Liberty did win, but at the cost of like Breanna Stewart crying on the bench. I was like, oh, it's over. Pack it up. We're done.
But then superstar, our one of the greatest to ever do it, Stewie. What a display of like belief in yourself and mental toughness to just be like, you know what?
For your team.
Yeah. To be like, I signed up to compete for a championship and I'm doing it.
Yeah. I would say maybe in game 2, you could see she was maybe like not totally 100% back, obviously, because the Liberty got absolutely dog walked on their own court in front of their fans. For that to be their last home game of the season, how embarrassing for them.
Can I tell you that I wasn't at that game in person. And I was I kept complaining to my wife. I kept complaining to Sarah about, I can't believe we're not there. I can't believe we're not there. Thank God that I was not there. I don't know what, I would have been a wreck.
Yeah. Wouldn't be able to get you up off the floor.
No. And I don't drive, but I would have somehow wound up behind the wheel of a car, sideswiping the car.
You would have blacked out, broken into a car,
And sideswiped a
then
parked car.
sideswiped in solidarity with me. And
Yeah.
I did not drive that day.
I
that night.
texted,
Yeah.
stay off the road, Kelsey.
I
Stay
stayed
off
off the road.
road.
I walked to my destination of where I had to go that evening, because I knew I was going to be tight.
You know
and then
what?
in game, yeah.
Can we talk about Satu saying that the crowd was quiet?
Mm-hmm.
She's such a stinker.
Yeah. I think Satu has like proven herself time and again to be one of the, I would say, a secret stinker. Like you don't
Secret stinker.
She's not the one it's not consistent with every game that she's a stinker, but when she does decide to stink, she comes out pretty big.
And maybe I haven't had an opportunity to see her compete in the playoffs very many times, so I haven't seen her get to like at that level be a stinker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also one of the things that was most heartbreaking was for the Liberty to lose in front of Spike Lee, Tracy Ellis Ross, and of course Malala.
You cannot do that to Malala.
You can't.
She deserves more.
My God.
And then after the game, the like disrespect continues because can I read you something that Satu Sabali posted on social media?
Mm-hmm.
She said, she posted a picture of her and Malala taking a selfie. And then she said, just two girlies fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
When I think peas in the pod, I think Malala and Satu
Sabali. I'm like, who's the second? It's not that little climate activist who I can't think of her name.
Greta.
It's not Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is.
No. It's Satu Sabali.
It's Satu Sabali.
Satu speaks on that.
Yeah, vice president of the WNBPA association.
I mean, she is a leader in that sense. And we did say, like, we'd love to see her be the president later. But I don't know. I'm changing my vote.
She was riding high on the win, and she wanted to, She wanted to
make this selfie with Malala about her. Anyway.
And then, game 3, once again, I think we had some players rising to the occasion, and some players just, I think, I'm just going to say it, I think JJ, once JJ gets in her own head and decides, like, this team is, the refs are against me, or the audience is against me, or, like, I can't hit a shot, then she just sort of, like, gives up.
She's stomping around the court, being a baby. And we know what she's capable of. She was a finals MVP just 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
league MVP like 3 years ago.
I know. It's so frustrating. And I understand like Stewie and Sabrina struggled last year and JJ picked up the slack for them. And so, you know what? Like if Stewie is bearing the weight, that's fine. It's just we needed somebody else to also step up. Because I think Stewie was the only person that scored in the fourth quarter. Is that right?
Something like that. She had like 30 points at the end of the game. I mean, I think Stewie and Sab, were the only people in double digits for scoring.
That's so depressing.
I think, and obviously I'm not going to blame anything on one individual player because it is the team at the end of the day, and it is the coaching at the end of the day of deciding who's playing and whatnot. And, it's just like the mindset. And I think this team has been dealt like awful luck this season. And I think they're probably thinking back on like a couple games that they lost this year because, I mean, you don't lose to the Dallas Wings. You don't lose to the Chicago Sky. If they had won those 2 games, they would have been in a completely different bracket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that's
totally.
how every game counted. So like, I don't think I would be looking at this game 3. I would be looking back at the season of like, fuck, we didn't show up there. And then it came back to bite us at the end.
And I think like as much as it's the same team in some ways, we didn't see Benajelini Hamilton at all this season. We didn't have Kayla Thornton. Those are 2 really tough players that like...
And fast players and good defensive players.
Physical players. Players that like... And like, I think mentally tough, especially B, my favorite player.
Yeah.
I haven't been bringing her up lately because she is not currently playing basketball. But like, she doesn't give up. She doesn't quit. Yeah. And that's what we were lacking. I'm saying we, like I'm part of the Liberty organization.
But again, I think...
It wasn't our year.
No.
It was... I still believe in these players.
Absolutely. Still ride or die with the Liberty.
That's why it's hard to like, I knew in like early August, I was like, oh, this isn't a championship team, or I felt that. Mm-hmm. But I still believe like with the talent on the team, that team could beat any team in the league.
Yeah.
Like, if they're all firing the way that we know they are capable of,
Yeah.
they could have done it. So that's why it was hard for me to, like, give up completely, because also I'm delusional.
I mean, that should be a team that at least makes it to the second round. But, like, again, if you have people who still aren't at 100% health, people who have been out for a bit, like, coming back, like, even just, like, the amount of practices they were able to have with everyone, you know, I think, again, it just doesn't happen sometimes. And honestly, hats off to Alyssa Thomas, who is a fucking insane player. And, like,
Nobody can do that.
hope,
No one can do what she does.
She makes me hate the Phoenix Mercury a little less.
Yeah. Yeah, she softens it for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, United States of America, don't love that you kicked Leo in the ribs, but I'm still a citizen of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy for whoever wins, to be honest. I take it back. I don't take it back. There are players on every
Amelia's
team.
crashing out, right?
I'm crashing out. I came into this really level-headed and I'm crashing out. There are players on every team who I would be happy for them, ecstatic for them to win. But at the same time, go Aces. Go Aces.
Go Aces all the way.
I'm going to be wearing
Aces till I die.
Yeah. Just to close this out, I was hoping that my Stu York hat would come while the season was still going on, but Stewie, that performance on that injury, I am committing. I'm going to wear that hat every day until the CBA negotiations are over.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to the New York Liberty. Despite it all, y'all made it to the playoffs, and you know, bigger and better next season.
Totally.
And I know that the lineup will not look the same just from the mere fact that there is 2 expansion team drafts coming. Like, there is no way that this roster will look the same. So I want to give a little salute to the 2025 New York Liberty. Liberty Bibberty.
Liberty Bibberty. Also, shout out to Stewie for when someone asked if they should fire Sandy in front of Sandy, for Stewie mumbling, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I would say that too.
Yeah.
Well, Mima, I think this was week 1, but let's talk about the semifinals real quick, just so we can give our predictions.
Yes.
Lynx versus Phoenix. What do you think?
I think the Minnesota Lynx, my new favorite team, I'm just kidding. They're not my favorite, but I think the Minnesota Lynx are going to handle business. I think it's a sweep.
Yeah. You think it's a sweep?
I think
Lynx
it's a sweep.
3.
Lynx in 3.
Wow. I think Lynx in 4.
I think Lynx, I just think that Cheryl has her eyes on the finals. I think the Lynx are going to be a little bummed to not get to beat the Liberty, you know? And thank God that we don't have to watch the Liberty stumble through a series against the Lynx. But I think they're locked in. They're getting to the finals. I don't know if they win the finals. That's another story. But they're not playing around.
Yeah. Okay. I say Lynx in 4. And what do you have for Aces Fever? You can agree with me if you want to, babe.
No, I actually think Aces in 4, because the Fever have been so chaotically good that I think, like, it's Aces in 4, Lynx in 3. But I still think the Aces are going to win the whole thing.
Sure. Okay. I have Aces in 3, babe. Let's go. Thank you to the Indiana Fever for a fun first round, but I think Aces got their eye on the prize of going to the finals.
I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. And I think, Kelsey, you're beating me currently.
I was correct in Lynx in 2 against the Valkyries. I was not correct in the Dream Fever mashup. I don't think any of us were.
No.
I don't believe I said Fever.
I said I think the Fever could sneak one, which they did. They also snuck too. Another.
Yeah. I did say Aces in 3. And I did say Mercury in 3.
Yeah. Well, Kelsey's mopping the floor with me. It's a tough week to be Mima.
I cursed the Liberty.
My heart's been breaking all over the place, but you know, I'm still locked
Liberty
in.
in 3. I don't remember who I said.
No, you said Mercury in 3.
Okay, I was in
and
here.
I
Yeah, because you said Liberty in 2.
And I said Liberty in 2. And Liberty my heart is broken in 2. Maybe that's what Liberty in 2 meant.
That's what it meant.
Yeah.
And I meant Mercury's gonna fucking make me angry in 3.
Yeah. But even though some of these players have made us angry, some of these players have broken our hearts, most of these players have just really entertained us and put on an incredible show. And that is why we always say everyone involved with the WNBA
is a hero except the refs.